15-0 in this event, and yet they find themselves 1-1. And one win. Had some pretty interesting matchups yesterday as well in terms of how they played. Deco looked pretty solid, but for me, it was Flamey that was actually not the top fragger. It was Lollipop that stood out.
Yeah, I don't think Flamey's a conversation point anymore for high-level teams, right? He's definitely been demoted down the ranks here, but he can be a veteran and add a lot of experience to a young roster like one win, and they're going to run straight over towards B. Now, you might see Canary. Guess what? That's Deco. He's auto-muted, the poor kid, but glowing. We're talking about him with a double up. Hunter and Monacy. He's glowing now. He's got the moisturizer on. He's had a good night's sleep.
Not bad at all. Travis backing away, waiting for the rotations to come across the doors, and that means he can set a crossfire because Flamey is going to come down, getting that call, getting that information, and it works out perfectly as each get a kill. So we find ourselves on just Nico in a 1-on-4. And yes, in-game, if you're in the Go TV, Deco is auto-muted. Fortunately, our ESL HUD is still able to correct all those names.
I use the command CL_sanitize_muted_player0, which has given me his accurate title. I didn't want to get fooled by Canary.
It's too many freaking console commands to remember. How do you even remember that one?
I asked Rush.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember them. I just go to Rush and say, hey, can you help me with my homework? And he helps me out indeed. Now, we won't be seeing another G2 16-0 on this very map. They could get a 16-1, however, and they're going to try. They're going to force buy back in here. JKS and Monacy late to buy out of spawn.
Lollipop doesn't have the sleeve on today.
Oh,
he has like
his fiery one yesterday.
Yeah, he has obviously has the tattooed sleeve, but he had a nylon, I want to say it was, sleeve. Sure. Doesn't have that on today.
Maybe he wants a bit more friction.
Maybe, because that's usually like in the case of Counter-Strike, that's why you wear a sleeve like that. I find long sleeves with my positioning, especially at home, they catch on the edge of my desk, and I don't like that.
Well, you remember when I was in Renegades and our jersey was a jacket?
Yeah, that's right.
I had to explain to Monte Cristo that the jacket's cool. However, we can't play Counter-Strike in a jacket. I know the League of Legends guys can, but that's because they have 3,000 sensitivity. We actually need to move our arms. So,
yeah.
Oh, glowing again. Back-to-back openers. Gonna sit Hooksy down.
Yeah, Nico got the immediate response on that, though, firing into it. So got the headshot. Would have been a difficult one to see, but I think he just fired in response either way. I say difficult just because there would have been a body in between as it was still falling to the ground. Deco on 8 as well. So there's a chance here for G2 if they can get the next pick that they can really open this round up. It's going to be all on Hunter to do so. The problem is, even if they do that, they only have him over at this side of the map. That was clean.
That's a gun.
They need to rotate quickly, because it is, as I was saying, on open A site at this point. So he's going to get back toward the front of Monster. Good damage. So now Lollipop's on 10, Deco on 8. Didn't get the kill. It would have been lovely if he could have followed up with another one, but they'll pick up an AK in the hands of Nico, and he'll get running toward Donut. I guess, yeah, it has to be Donut for him at this point with the timing. So he's going to have to immediately go into battle. But again, that 10 HP is all he has to go against, and a Molotov picked up. Could immediately clear it out. Done. Nico's got the first shot. Biggest caveat in all of this is there's no kits. So even though they're getting these kills and they are getting the damage in, they need to be quicker to the site. JKS, low HP again, easy pickup, they've got time.
Get on that defuse, pick up the round here, and okay, maybe they can get that 16-1. So a good response here. All started with that trade from Nico. Fantastic work with the Molotov there towards Donut. Unfortunately for one win, Flamey was the healthiest player, and he was in one of the worst positions, marooned on the side there. Wasn't in a choke point where he could pick and take a couple of those jewels. There's that shot from Nico, a tidy one. And the cousins, Hunter, contributing in a big way as well. JKS will mop this one up. Now, yesterday in that Cloud9 game, we just heard from Hooksy in the interview talking about how they feel that they could have won that one. I think a lot of people watching the game felt that way as well. It was probably a 50-50 match on paper and could have ended up being the grand final of ESL Pro League if both had been able to make it through their semi-finals.
Absolutely true.
Now, there was a problem with that game, and it wasn't on the CT side. It was a little bit more on the T side. They seemed to struggle to find the answers. So this is where G2 need to do their best work here. Flash, pop, and go.
Hooksy holds, takes out Lollipop. He's going to double that up to take out Flamey as well. Travis with the only kill back, and Hooksy got to be careful. He ran out of ammo. So Travis is able to get 2 on the back of that, fortunately for them. And by them, I mean G2. The bomb is still down. Travis, though, 3 kills. Gonna need an ace, and this doesn't matter. He's found. JKS gets that to close him out as he was on low HP. Monacy doesn't have to worry, doesn't have to sweat. He only had 9, but he'll stay alive. And we get 2 in a row for G2.
Yeah, and obviously Deco's the biggest talking point here on one win. Another one of these amazing AWPing talents. The hair's cool. Little anime protagonist. I was checking out his Steam profile. Has a Japanese flag. Anime profile picture. Very standard. I think we've all had experiences and run-ins with those type of players at home. They can hitch some shots. But it's going to be an interesting matchup to see how he can get activated on the T side of Ancient with the AWP. We know the boost on the big box, right? You can get a nice fight over there. If you can get some mid space, you can take a fight towards Donut. If you can get out A, that's really when he's going to have the spring in the step. But the flash forward, Hunter, how many can we mop up? It's looking like a lot. That's cool. Not the ace. Not the ace. All right, call it off there. Nico will finish it. And now we get into the gun rounds.
Gun rounds indeed. Quickly as well, Monacy onto the AWP. Yeah, that's pretty fast. Hunter, not bad at all.
Happy with that. It's easily dealt with. It's a quick round. It's not too drawn out on the eco, so...
Well, and he also builds up a ton of cash. Although he spent all of that cash this round to make sure his teammates are going to be in a good situation here. Lollipop starts the way forward inside of the A main position. Oh, he's going to smoke JKS as well. Bomb is back toward T-spawn, though, so that's a long way off considering they have the A site right now. Which doesn't make this... Oh, okay. They don't have A site anymore. Monacy shut that down. Maybe it's good the bomb wasn't going that direction. He's going to have to try and go back toward B at this point, and that means they need Deco to get forward and try and find an opener on this.
Not worried about A at all. Monacy did all the hard work. Hunter mid, Monacy mid, Nico and Cave. Maybe they walk out the top ledge and look for a fight, but either way, this won't be easy now. I can't go through that. So another 20 seconds just board, and Monacy hot on the trail right now, jumps up behind, silently ascends, and see you later, Alligator, glowing down, and Deco, the last man standing. Should have a good idea that he could be in Cave. The smoke's starting to fade now. Deco has a chance here. He might go overlooked.
Nah, he does that time, but I'm not sure it's going to work out in the same fashion in return because Deco immediately... Ooh, okay. I like that he smoked himself off in this. I was going to say immediately tries to beat Monacy. He's isolated him, but he runs out of ammo. He had that. He had that all day down to a one-on-one.
I like the play. I like the play right there, you know. Subverting expectations there for Paul Monacy. He will convert that one. They'll keep 2 players alive. The AWP retained, but that was some good openings for 1-win. If we're looking for a positive in that round, they found 2 very clean and easy openings. It was JKS, the shot we saw, the lollipop hit over towards that A site. Oh, and there's the missed op shot, not too far off, but the deagle to the belly, 3 bullets and done. And Hooksy trying to keep the mood high, and that's one of the things. You want to keep the intensity high if you're on the G2 side. You don't want to get caught sleeping in a matchup like this. Make sure that you can make up for yesterday's woes.
Oh, glowing again.
He's liking middle, isn't he?
Yeah, Monacy's not right now. Drops the op early. They do have 2 players pushed out Donut, so they won't be able to run up middle toward that gun, and Hooksy's going to compensate. He pushes down to find Lollipop and levels out the situation into 4 side. Travis backed off, smoke in front of him as he goes back into Jaguar.
They just keep looking for these fights here with these Deagles. They're already looking pretty sharp, so a couple more casualties could be made available. Just like that. There you go. Flamey. Sits Nico on his ass. Another massive shot, and Hunter and JKS will immediately quell any concerns. It is a 2-on-3. Travis noted. Deco coming through mid now, but only has a Glock, so he's not too problematic for poor Hunter. And as he steps out, yeah, an easy find. Just Travis now.
It's going to be Hunter to close out that. So it's 5-1 now for G2. Honestly, gives the old nice shot at the end of that, and rightfully so. That was a pretty stunning shot to open things up, but it was the only kill they get in the rounds.
I wonder what Travis's real name is.
Pastrana.
Alexander.
I wonder why he is named Travis then.
Well, I don't know. Like, I
Middle
guess
name maybe.
Maybe he likes Travis Scott.
Travis Scott, Travis Pastrana.
I don't know who Travis Pastrana is.
Travis Bryant. Wow, he's like a motocross, and I think he did some rallycross as well.
I think it's probably Travis Scott because these kids, they like listening to like rap, and Travis Scott's a rapper, and they'd like that mumble rap, you know, like Little Peep and all those kind of dudes. I don't know if Travis Scott is similar to those guys. I'm sorry, I apologize to everybody at home.
People can be into what they want to be into. That's fine.
Yeah.
I think I used to like name myself after, like as a kid, I think named after like tons of different hockey players and things in different times in games.
Big Trav, we're gonna call
Racers. Big Trav.
Big Trav.
I like that. Yeah, I'll go with that. What other famous Travises are there? We'll have to think about that. Right now, we're going to think about Hooksy pushing out middle because the Molotov already down. He's going to cover off Cubby and get close. Smoke on top of it. Interesting that it's... But that's actually very well thrown. That's such a good one-way that it bounces up onto the ledge as it basically touches the flame. So that's perfect.
The molly there is what enables that, right? You can, if you combo that, you make sure that you throw that before that incendiary subsides. You can get yourself that cheeky little one-way. And now Hunter, watched it at range. Is he going to get smoked off here? Doesn't look like it.
Travis takes out JKS. Hunter sitting back towards CT spawn, gap and smoke, trying to find it, but Lollipop has a one-way on that as he gets up on top of the flower pot. He's able to get the headshot at range, so another advantage now for one-way to try and take this round away from them as Hooksy's rotated all the way back to Temple, but missed shot. Monacy, Flamey's gonna punish him. Nico got Travis before that though, so it's not entirely too far gone still. Make something of this. Hooksy's gonna pick up the AWP.
It's a hard retake. And the fact that they have the number disadvantage is the biggest issue, and they've lost track of Lollipop here, who's gone around the world, coming up through the red house. He's going to be the flank on this, buy some space for Flamey to step on back, but wants to take the fight and won't win it. But Lollipop, look at this, going to get the line up here. 2 easy kills, and let's call that 1 win second. They're 2 win now.
Yeah, 3 rounds, 3 kills, excuse me, in that round for Lollipop. Yesterday, he was pretty solid overall, as we saw these guys battle on Nuke.
Yeah, he was in Amiga for the longest times. He even had a stint on Flipside back in the day with Blade.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he's been around for some time, old Lollipop.
Good old Flipside. I wonder what World Edit is now.
That's a good question. I think we've seen him around the traps a little bit here. It's like the same with Shara.
Shara, yep. Well, yeah, but look at Shara now.
World Edit has no team, and this is speaking to our age here, Matthew. He's now 30.
Yeah, no, I knew he was older. I wouldn't be surprised if he's done. I mean, you want to think about it, I'm even more legendary opera that was on the Flipside squad for a long time, Markelov.
He played in a show match the other day, I think.
Did he really? Yeah, arguably one of the greatest operas of all time at his peak, obviously. Prior to CSGO, he never hit quite the same success in CSGO.
I think Anders is just turned red. You're talking about him now, or at least his favorite Markelov here.
Yeah, no, he loves, and Bonding is the other one that he loves. He basically just loves all of that, like Flipside team. They were all together at different points. Lollipop, speaking of, is going to take out Nico. Good entrance again. And he's going to follow that as well as he wraps out and finds Hooksy. So back towards CT spawn. A couple of shots maybe into the smoke speculatively, but you're right. This is going to be a save from G2. It's going to go 5-3.
Yeah, this was a heavy investment. They took a timeout, had a bit of a discussion there. They got the orb over for Monacy, and I think JKS had to drop that one. So you can see that Cash was pretty tight on.
Someone in chat says World Edit's in Valorant now.
Oh, maybe he did make the move.
I mean, fair enough, right? You're older. You're not getting contracts in Counter-Strike. There's still pastures that are, you know, filled with a bit more manure, but they're for you. So
yeah, well, Angel's over there. Angel was over there. He was having success with FPX as the roster. So there's a couple of players who have made it over there from the Counter-Strike realms and found great success. FNS as well, leading Optic, which is now, I think it's defunct. They didn't make it into franchising, but
yeah,
wrong game.
So unfortunate for them as well, considering they were, you know, arguably world #1. It's curious as to why they wouldn't.
The key with this here is as soon as Nico goes down and Lollipop can just surge forward, he knows that Hooksy has to be there because he got boosted. It's very simple stuff for Lollipop to put that together. So Nico says, "Did you see me?" Well, yes, I did. Definitely wasn't a blind shot just there. Lollipop destroys him, and well, with these retained rifles, an AWP, an M4, and a FAMAS, they might want to try and use these a little bit more aggressively to find an opener here. Maybe through mid. Going to do the run boost, and that's to fight mid. You don't traditionally see the run boost used like that. You see it to get up towards ledge, so across quite quickly. Hunter playing it hidden in the cubby from flashes. Echo, look at this, jumping with the AWP. He lured out the big beak, and oh, Hunter going to get the double up. I thought he wasn't going to get anything there.
Solid. Starts it off so well. Interesting that he answered that question. Did you see me? You wouldn't see that between two teams that are rivals at a top level.
Sure, they just wouldn't reply.
You don't want to give away that information. If you think that boost works for you, if you think you've got coverage, why would I tell you that it doesn't so you can adjust the setup? No, I want you to make that mistake over and over again.
All right, well, this one was pretty much just saved rifles. This one's already over. Hunter has found a lot of impact in this round. They're going to go back into winning ways. 6-3, unless Flamey can win a 1-on-5. This would be rolling back the years and then somewhat.
Yeah, you'd be rolling back the years and asking for peak Flamey all at once, which even when you roll back the years, you didn't always get. Hunter's got him down at 6-3 as G2 collect one more round. So 9 rounds done. Not quite the scoreline we had in our previous game in terms of someone jumping way off the page, but Hunter's getting close to that, 13-5.
The run boost work. They're having a good laugh about that right there. You can see a big smile on the face of Hooksy and Hunter as they're proud of themselves with that little maneuver. So paying off to get past the choke point. They weren't expecting him whatsoever. So cool little addition. And back underway is two players chilling in spawn right now for one win. They're going to lob out the mid-control utility late. Bounce a Molotov off the skybox. That's going to deal with the jump up towards B lane. And the mid-window smoke from Deco late with the flashes. So they're not going to take it immediately. You can understand why. Wait out the CT protocol util, and now they can comb on through.
Flash out, Hunter still holds. He's going to wait, cross, catches, glowing goes down. They back off as well. Put a nade into middle. No one's going to catch that because they've realized the situation's not ideal, losing the first pick. So reset on the one-win side. Hooksy, meanwhile, though, is pushed up on Jaguar, and he's going to try and do something with this. Was that not Jag? No, excuse me. That was Red Room. I still get confused at times when we snap around, and my mistake. This map does have similar textures. I know that has been a complaint about it. Unfortunately, I've always argued against it, but just got caught by it, Chad. So maybe
they updated some of it. They made some of it blue and some of it red. So
there's a bit more yellow and like Jaguar and stuff as well.
Tried to make some changes here. We'll see if there's any more coming soon from Mr. Valve.
I don't mind it.
I like this map. I know a lot of people don't, but that's fine. It's enjoyable to watch. I think it's still playing out in front of us. We're learning new techniques and concepts.
I don't think it's perfect yet, but it's really good for what, iteration number 2 at this point?
Exactly, yeah.
Nico. And no map's perfect for that matter. He's going to go up this boost. Nico, he's not looked yet. He goes out. He misses the shot. Nico now knows he's got to get away from that, but didn't anticipate there would be one in addition to the AWP, and Lollipop finds the kill. Still the man advantage for G2. Monacy, he was so hot earlier. We saw him hit that double inside of B. He's missed everything since. Ever since he got absolutely obliterated at mid by the Deagle, he hasn't really found his form, and it's going to be a nade well thrown from JKS that's going to win the round 7-3.
Like an overarm bowl there from Mr. Justin Savage. Bit floaty on the nade, but it'll get the job done. And maybe now they can move away from this double AWP setup. I think that was residual because Hunter did pick up decos in the previous. That'll be tossed across to Monacy JKS. Let's see what he buys into here. He can rock a double AWP on that A site, right? It is possible to do, but you remove some of the possibilities for your primary AWPer as he rotates around. Good work here for G2. He got a little bit strugglesome and with a smile on his face. So
I like the clothespin or the bobby pin, whatever it was, to hold up the sleeve because these jerseys are massive.
It is kind of ridiculous. They do look like they're wearing a couple of circus tents here. So maybe they just went one size fits all.
They've all got them. I thought maybe it was a choice. Like they wanted to go for this oversized, tall tee.
Bring back the food, the
Travis
the
Scott.
Dada days. Okay,
yeah.
All right. That's more 50 Cent. Or maybe that's where Lollipop comes into the mix.
Yeah, maybe. That makes perfect sense. 50 perfect sense. But yeah, those jerseys are massive.
We're entertaining ourselves here, I think.
Yeah, Chad, you figured me out. That's all I ever do. Let's be real. Chad just gets to go along for the ride, whether they like it or not.
Let's see if they can pick up on some of the jokes. All right, well, oh, C-Stream here. Okay, Sungal taking on Heroic. That's on Inferno. Scrunk in a 1-on-3. Oh, Scrunk was in a 1-on-3.
Not looking as comfortable as Heroic probably would like. Another of our 1-1 matchups. So this is some interesting Road to Rio scorelines popping up now. I mean, we get into all best of threes after our next block of matches, which is scheduled to start at, if I'm not mistaken, what is that, 1:30?
Yeah, it's staggered.
So, yeah, so 11 o'clock, 12:15, 13:30, give or take, based on how the scores and games are going. We got all best of threes, and obviously that means decision time. You're either advancing or you're going home, and there's going to be some interesting scores in terms of people coming out of the 1-2 that are really under pressure.
I think that Fnatic upset loss to B8 is a big one as well, as they just continue to get picked apart here. Just in a little note on G2 setup this round, we spoke about JKS getting picked towards A before. They bring Monacy over, they find that opener. That's where Lollipop was searching for the exact same fight. They deal with him, and now it's just picking one win apart. It's not as explosive a game as Ancient as we just saw when we had BNE taking on Astralis. I think G2 are a bit more reserved. They're not taking the same type of risks and same type of aggression, but they also don't have to.
Spirit ended up taking down Gamer Legion 22-20. Poor Gamer Legion, man. They've had two massive overtime games. I almost hope they get through because Spirit and FaZe are both good opponents. Yeah, right now, good opponent is Travis, who's run into the site, made this a 3-on-3, and considering it was a 5-on-3 on the take, and the bomb's going to get planted off of this, so Deco forward, JKS at short with the long corridor covered off by Hunter. JKS gets the better of the exchange. Deco gets tagged, but he'll now play off of Flamey's information, who waits behind Pillar, and he reads Monacy. Monacy has really disappeared. He's not really come back into this. I think he was 7-2. He's now 7-5. And Travis is left in a 1-on-2, mind you, because Hunter's got a good shot. He's found JKS. Knows Hunter has to be transitioning over. Tries to pre-fire, and Hunter nails it instead. And it'll be G2 on 8.
Yeah, good impact from Hunter here. 20 kills for him so far. It's a quiet 20, but he's had some big 4K rounds. I think that's maybe his second or third.
It's too bad this isn't a best of 3, Chad, because we could say G2 1 win.
Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, all right. Fair enough. There was a fun little SEO in our little stats document. Put a fun joke in there we could have made with C9 taking on G2 yesterday, and before that they played B8. Something to do with battleships, you know? So there's something to be done there.
Yep, I like that.
A lot of people than I could probably work that one out. But this is going to be another timeout call. This will be the second by G2. So Xtaz just making sure that they understand the situation, because once they get onto the T side, I mentioned the woes earlier. Yesterday against Cloud9, they had a couple of rough rounds where they couldn't really get going. I don't think JKS is looking very comfy on the whatsoever. He got 0 kills on the T side yesterday against C9. He just wasn't activated. So look, I think if one win can find themselves 5 in total here, we can still have a game. And that was a close one. A very good attempt from Travis, who has had some impact here, whether it's with AKs, Galil's, Mac 10s. And we spoke about Deco. How is he going to get activated on a map like this with the AWP? Well, the AWP is not even a priority right now. They're setting up for another B pounce. All 5 towards the B lane. Outside the doors, Util flies over. Nico's going to play in front of this.
Shot out from Hoaxy. Finds one, but Flamey and Travis able to converge upon the rest, and Hunter's ripped out of this one by Deco, who is waiting back toward boxes, catches him out rotating from middle, and I think this one is going to be a save. 8-4 as one win look to get another one on the scoreboard.
They've won this same execute twice. You see the util still on your radar, everybody. The deep smoke towards the back of the speedway area, this one here that you can see Flamey just peering behind. And with that, they're able to scale and take control of the big death cube at the back. Right? Once you have control of that, if the CTs are still rotating in, you deal with the B defenders like they did very, very easily right there. It's difficult for the mid and A players to even consider getting back into this. There's too many fights to take, the long duels, the smokes to cut off the corridors. That's all milking time off the clock. And one win will get themselves 4 here. So being competitive, this is nice stuff. And this time round, it was through some big impact of Deco, Travis, and Flamey, all grabbing a couple of kills in that. Okay, well, they do retain the M4 and the AWP. There's residual money available for Nico. Same can be said for Hunter. But poor Hooksy, I think he needs to get a drop here. So JKS donates him an MP9. They'll get some util behind it. But the change-up, if you're losing that execute, is, boys, we need to get the B lane control. We can't allow them to execute on us like that. Or if we are going to allow them to execute like that, we need 3 players here. We can't just hold this with 2. It's not the easiest of times.
Nade goes deep toward the elbow. It's not going to catch anyone out. Meanwhile, it's over toward A main. So JKS, who, according to Dexter, is the only other Australian around.
Yeah, look, we've disowned Dexter since then, but that's a missed flash. JKS is going to be a bit of a trouble here.
Well, he's got Hunter to pull aggro. He's got a 1 HP though, Hunter. JKS, he's been spotted. Yeah, and he's gonna get another free one up close. Flamey follows it because he knew Deco was still inside of the mouth. He's gonna grab the AK, and Monacy's back. It's 9-4.
Okay, good response time there. Get over in time, and a nice little tap. Nothing too crazy with the slaps right there out of Monacy. Business as usual, taking care of this one. A little anime protagonist. Available for one win, and Deco's AWP does come back out at 57.50. Plenty of cash for the head armor and the AWP, but nothing really alongside of that. What's the approach going to be here from one win? Well, they want to set Deco up towards mid. He can take this angle, and missed Incendiary. They can flex a bit here. Glowing, he's been good at finding fights, and that was on the pistol, and then he had a good deagle shot, but that's about it. Boosted over the smoke. Very easy stuff. They have to know that's possible there, so I think they're getting caught a little bit off guard by that. Is strange to see.
He goes back to elbow. That one will do a bit of damage to Deco and Flamey. Soften them up a touch.
What's the response? I think they want JKS to take this A main aggression, which he can do. He can clear this out. 4 players congregated in middle. Lollipop will rotate back to deal with this play. Now, is JKS going to push to contain, or is he going to push to find a kill? Those are the questions. Oh, and here comes the answers. He's going to leer around the corner. He is calling this clear, which, fortunately, is not bad information. If he kept rounding the corner and multiple players were still in mid, one weird would be smiling ear to ear. That's going to free up the rotation point of Hunter and Hooksy. They can bolster this B defense now, and m0NESY could even start making a move over here once JKS calls mid clear.
Hooksy. Smoke has a timer on this. Got to be careful on it. Didn't get spotted by Flamey, who gets into the corner. He's really waiting this one out, but he overstays the welcome, unfortunately for him. And Lollipop's going to converge on that. Just explodes into the site to find Hunter as well. Deco covers the lane. It's 9-5. I think Hooksy probably shouldn't have been there that long.
No, that was a very misplayed round from G2 altogether, right? The opening pick that goes through, Nico, he should have been aware that that boost was available, maybe because of the missed incendiary. He didn't expect players to be there on that timing. So an unforced error. But the same thing with Hooksy here. They had to have known that it was going to be the B play. There was only a slight timing window where they maybe, just maybe, could have walked out mid and gone towards Donut as m0NESY was floating over towards B. But they knew it was going to be the B attack. And they tried to get stuck in the face right there. And instead, they just took 1v1 fights. And now, up the river without a paddle. Flamey finds Hunter in mid this time. Deco trying to hit a quick one. But this could be a 9-6 half. This is a great half from one win. I said, 10-5 would be tidy. 9-6 would be bloody brilliant. Okay, top mid space here for Travis. And this is where one win can play it a bit more by the book. They can wait for more re-aggressions across the map here. Okay, Nico with a big one. Travis gets one back. Still the number advantage here, so taking care of business, slow and steady, pap it away. And finished by m0NESY. So now, in a 3-on-3, they have actually given over a lot here, one win. B's been a successful port of call, so why not return? I think that's what Glowing's thinking.
Gonna try it. Towards site, Hooksy holds wall. MP9 in hand, sees Shadow. Knows he can run a gun, but Glowing still hits it. RMR just able to withstand the damage and therefore keep his aim. m0NESY. He's desperately trying to fire in the smoke. They're gonna push on this. Glowing can afford to do it. He's only got 16 HP with the AK. He can get the information, knows they're gonna be pushing around. JKS, good find. Okay. That'll live m0NESY a chance. You're right though, no kit, but they're gonna go. It's round 15. You've got no choice on this. Deco. Which one does he fire at first? Who peeks before the other? And you've still got the ramp to work with. Smoke instead, it bounced back the other way. Deco, tap in that. He can look back toward the bomb, and Lollipop can push through, and they will. It's gonna be a quick cleanup, 9-6. So one win, coming back in the half, looking pretty good, all things considered.
Yeah, pretty tidy stuff from one win. We have a competitive map ahead of us, but first we need to head to a break. Join us to see who comes out on top of this one. G2 the heavy favorites, but one win, they're putting up a fight.
Hey Future Pros! Taking mid as a T can open so many options while playing Ancient. Throwing mid smokes from spawn is quick, but also means you could be locked out if the CT's utility is on point. So these mid smokes I'll show you will be great for a slightly delayed mid take. For this mini execute you'll need 2 Future Pros, 2 smokes, and possibly a molly to be safe. Future Pro number 1. You'll be throwing the top mid smoke. To throw the smoke, position yourself so this wall meets the edge of this highlighted brick while crouched. Aim just below this dark spot on the edge of the shadow. Then jump through the smoke. Not too hard, right? Future Pro number 2. You'll be throwing the donut, Lara, cube, whatever you want to call it, smoke. To throw this, stand against the wall in the middle of this window frame. Find this gap in the trees and aim just to the left of the center of the opening. Then simply throw the smoke. Just like that, mid doorway and donut will be blocked. A note for these nades, it helps greatly if you have a fellow T somewhat holding the B lane so you can't be peeked from the ledge area. Also, if you don't have early info on the cutout position, lob a basic molly in there as a sneaky CT could really ruin your day.
Well, we get back underway, 9-6. Not a bad half, really. And the entries were there at the start for one win. They went a little quiet, a couple good deagle shots that really just took some economy damage, but then it really started to unfold when there was a bit of mistakes, a bit of overcommitment from G2.
Yeah, and with reflection here, it's kind of been Hunter doing a lot of work. 20 kills, 9 deaths, but he had some massive impact rounds. We're talking 4K rounds, which really changed the tone of this one. And it could have been more rounds for one win in that first half. They won the pistol, lost the force. Imagine if that hadn't gone against them here. So a very comprehensive half put together. Let's see how G2 look on the attack. Now, I mentioned some of the woes that they've been struggling with, especially on Mirage yesterday against the likes of Cloud9. Let's see if they can piece it together here. They have 2 smokes, a flash, and a Molotov. And they're kind of just sitting and chilling right now.
Oh, that's outrageous. Goodbye, Nico. It's worth the 18 damage that he takes to get that shot. m0NESY's going to chase him down, though. That makes it worse. Good Molotov as well, deep. That puts Deco back on notice. He has to wait, and the bomb will get planted as a result of it. So, bit of time bot. Flash in. JKS able to tuck the corner, but he's got a tuck tail. He can't run. He's got to fight in that one situation because there's no way out of Temple anymore. m0NESY doubling up. Travis does at least trade onto him. He's going to tap the bomb. Dooley's to go after Hooksy. He's got him tagged down significantly as well. He knows Hooksy can't be as aggressive in this situation, but he's going to chase him. That's going to put him further away. And now that call has been made from Hunter. Just wait this one out. Tap again, no kit. So this one very close to gone. It is now. It's ripped away as it's 10-6.
Yeah, good stuff from m0NESY now. Obviously, it's been the Hunter show, but m0NESY's had a couple of nice rounds as well. Had a couple of misses as well, but this time round, we'll secure the pistol for G2. I just love the scaling right there from G2, right? When those smokes come into play, Donut CT spawn, they scale close to the wall, then they divert and head back towards Temple so they don't have to take that fight at range. It's the little details here. One win will force buy back in of their own. It's going to be 2 MP9s, 3 Deagles. And well, I think the biggest issue here is maybe the lack of smokes. They only have 1 available here for Flamey, so they won't be able to block for too much longer. Already having cave control as well this early, problematic, understandable considering the situation in the buy, but they can apply so much pressure here.
There you go. Hunter's MAC-10 can run and gun, and if Deco makes 1 wrong move or 1 right move, doesn't matter really. If he makes any moves, he's gone. Glowing again. m0NESY's the victim twice.
This Deagle has been very sharp. I know it's not a lot of kills here, but they're always speckies. Bullet to the dome. That's a big gun dropped in towards cave, and I don't think they're ever going to try and contest for this G2. They're scampering. They're looking for something else. Another hidey hole to rest their head and lay that bomb. Lollipop over towards Temple again. Glowing does find the AK. Flamey and Glowing towards B. We'll need to start rotating now.
Lolly's going to get back inside of the site.
It's just no cover. What's going on here? All right, fortunate, very fortunate. Hooksy should have been dead.
Hooks, he should have been dead. He's going to be dead now. Bomb's not going to get planted. Glowing with a chance at this. He's pulled it out against JKS. He knows where the other is. And here comes Flamey on the flank as well. It's going to be a huge issue as Nico stands in the open. And just as G2 responded in round 2 in the first half, one win will do the same this time.
Huge stuff right there. It's so crazy, right? That A bomb site, they were hedging that nobody was even close. I know that Lollipop didn't get the kill, but he was the catalyst to making this really jarring. Hooksy gets put low, has to cancel the plan, then has to start planning again, goes down the second time, the digits don't get punched in, there's no residual cash coming through, and they're going to take a timeout. G2 are looking human, especially in this environment here today. We know that a lot of these rosters are still relatively new, they're building into the season, but the expectation when you do have Sark favorites like G2 going up against a 1-win is for them to handle business, and that's a bit of a boo-boo. So both these teams will exchange pistols in the halves, exchange 4 spies in the second.
Okay, now we're seeing things a little more comfortable. It was 5-5 when we last checked on the C stream. It did, yeah, we're in the second half already. 10-6, and it looks as though Heroic won the pistol based on the weapons that they're holding. So it would have been a 9-6 half, similar to our game here. And if I'm not mistaken, the Americas Road to Rio should start in
40 minutes?
1:30. So they start at the same time as our next block is scheduled to start, depending on how the scores go on these ones.
It's only their second day today, but they already have elimination and qualification matches. They had 2 best of ones play out for all of the 16 teams yesterday over there in Stockholm. But a force back here, and G2 are playing the same pressure, the same control of Cave early. It does seem, I like him going through Cave on an anti-eco, which was the last round, like going apartments on Inferno. It's a risk. Right? It's obviously a calculated risk. They have a plan behind it, but it's close choke points where the pistols, at that point, it doesn't really matter if you have an AK against a 5-7. It's an equal fight in my mind.
Flamey flash in from Travis. He's not going to spot anyone, but Travis will get a little bit closer to the ramp on the back of that. It's going to be a rotation all the way back over toward A. Lollipop, the only one directly in the side. Glowing is at mid. I know it looks close on the mini-map, but it's actually a bit of a 2 steps back to get forward type deal.
I just want to make a note there as why they're walking all that way, because if the CTs had pushed out towards B lane or were close mid during all of that, they will be able to hear them running through spawn.
And this is the one sort of issue I still have with the timings of the map, is that it takes the Ts too long to switch from site to site if you have to go all the way around the long way like that. So anyway, that's my 50 cents on that, as we talked about 50 Cent. Lollipop, good hold, good positioning. Glowing's gonna save him as well as they swing out. He's got a narrow corridor, but apparently Nico can land that shot, no problem. Oh, Hooksy's done here. They didn't know Deco was also gonna be there. They thought that they thwarted the defense of B, but not gonna happen. Nico, in a 1-on-3, is backing away with the Deagle in hand. 16 seconds, this one's over, so it'll be 10-8.
He needs to go down here. He really needs to go down. There's only 10 seconds. If they kill him after time, or if, oh, it looks like he's gonna hold on to it. Okay. I thought that, he was going to at least want to get the loss bonus so he's equal with the team. Because what happens here...
Only a second round, though? Yeah, I equal with the team. Okay, that I can agree with.
But the problem isn't this next round to play, it's the round after.
Yeah, sure.
So that's where the flow-on effects start to worry me here. So for Nico to hold on to a Deagle and Kevlar, he'll have to hit some bangers of shots exactly like he did there, or the save will not have been worth it. So that's quite curious.
And but again, this is the star player mentality of especially someone who's good with the Deagle. Like, you kind of want them to have that confidence of saying, I'm going to hit these shots, but you're right. There is the money side, and we know the money side right now in Momentum and Counter-Strike has become the meta, again, very much. Like, all the saves, the slow plays we're seeing, money is key right now, more than in, the style of the past where it was just run and gun, get aggressive, win fights.
And I look at it this way, he would have got 1900 as a loss bonus into this round anyway, plus the 2 kills he got is an extra 600. He could have bought another Deagle if he really wanted. So I think next gun round is where he's going to be having a sore issue, but you can fix that with a plant.
Do you think, they asked the question at Pro League in our media, what would you change about the economy if you could change one thing? I think Jason said more op kill bonus.
Okay.
I said $50 a headshot more.
Okay.
Which is, because like if you do the math, if you got like 5 headshots, that's a good amount of money, right? If you got 11 over the game, it's a good amount of money. It's not going to change every single round. It's just going to add up slowly for utility or something, things like that. So I didn't think that was too bad. What about if you die after time as a T, you get 50%? I don't think, I think getting 0 is a bit too harsh. I understand why it was implemented when the game was still at a casual level and you didn't want people just camping around all the time and just waiting it out.
So you're talking about to combat saves?
Not necessarily to a bit, yeah, maybe. But like in Nico's case, if he does save, he still gets 50% of that money. Because in this case now, Nico's kind of screwed, right? And this running into die thing, if he loses the deagle and he loses the armor, he's left with nothing in the next round, whereas he keeps that to try and have a chance in this round, which obviously didn't work out, by the way. We're just going to talk over that. He has a chance in this round with it still. So I kind of want to see him have a chance, but not get entirely punished, because I like to see a bit of excitement in each round, whereas if he just dies last round, it's a slaughter this round no matter what, right?
I want to see him get punished. Why is he saving a Deagle and Kevlar? And the next round they have to eco anyway.
But I guess that's the other side of it. For me, it's like I want to see Nico pull off something crazy because he's capable, so let's give him that Deagle, right?
But this is what happens, right? This is what happens when you have like a simpler Zywoo, and it probably should happen. Hooksy will now operate with a Mac 10. Okay, fine. No harm, no foul. But if they don't win this round, they could have had 5 AKs. And Hooksy, I know that people make a meme about him, but he can shoot, right? He definitely can shoot. A Mac 10 is going to make his life a bit harder here.
No, and I guess there's definitely an argument to be had either way. I don't know which I believe it. I'm not saying one's wrong or not, but I'd like to see players be able to save certain weapons so that in the next round, they can still have a chance to be a massive explosive individual and then not necessarily be completely screwed for the rest of it. But yeah, you're right. From a tactical team point, maybe there's argument there. Bomb's gonna go down. Lollipop takes some damage. They managed to get the first kill back, so it was 10 alive when the bomb went down on that execution. Smokes went to Donut. Deco's gonna wait to work back out from Temple on this. Oh, he's gonna realize there's a lot to fire at. Somehow he didn't get repeaked. Hooksy was slow about it. And that means they only go 1 for 1 on Monasty's kill, and it's all of a sudden looking like this could be a 10-10 scoreline. Yeah, they're running away.
I think G2 are going to lose. The way that this is looking right now on the T side, it's like, we called this before. Hooksy got no cover when he was trying to plant. JKS gets spammed through a smoke. There's no harassment, right? One of the key details, if your player is trying to plant and you're fortifying the site, you need to be able to harass. This bomb site is extremely open. So we saw when Hooksy got run down, there was no harassment or cover. This time around, there was no harassment at all. You lose a player while planting the bomb for almost nothing, right? He doesn't even get a chance to play the round. They execute in, he plants the bomb, he's dead. And at this point, look how easy the retake was.
Yeah, that was crazy.
They're in trouble here, G2. This is definitely not going the way that they were hoping for. I guess fortunately for them, they did get the plant. They're going to call their 4th timeout. They've already used all 4.
Yeah, well, we're 20 rounds in. We saw it worse the other day when, who was it, Jason and I casted? Maybe it was 1 win on Nuke. They used 4 timeouts while in the lead on CT side.
Okay, maybe that's why they were in the lead.
Yeah, it's outrageous.
Is it causation is correlation? I don't know. I'm not a smart guy.
That's okay. I think you're smart, Chad.
Monasty dropped one here, which means he has no head armor. So if his head just gets blown off here, that could be a bit of an issue. Him and Hunter have been the ones with the most output, but starting to cool now in a desperate Hail Mary attempt into the orb. Momentum shifted.
Made Hunter scratched down to 74 by that. So additional damage on the deficit as, oh, hang on. I thought they were blocking each other. Not gonna matter. Deco's got the shot. Now back off on it. Extinguish the flames because they need to get Travis out of position. Deco even goes for the preemptive strike to try and help his teammate, hold his hand, put him on a leash.
I think one of the keys here, and you mentioned him at the start of the day, Matt, was Lollipop, right? He's at 18 and 13. Your Deco now starting to hit some shots. If he warms into things, this is CT side is actually where he can do better work. Go for a peek, rotate. Go for a peek, rotate. And he can just continue to cut G2 off at the knees. So this is looking great guns for 1 win here. In a 3v5 situation, they have 2 players on the side, Deco overseeing middle, 2 players now playing passive towards B. The details for 1 win in this situation are great. It's very hard to question what they're doing here. Honestly, we'll lob out a smoke that's to obscure vision, but look at Glowing. He's just standing ready to fight here. The flash short, smoke in it now, but he's going to peer out into a couple of kills. JKS does get the trade, but very low, and Lollipop can just lick this one up. Just Monasty on 68 points of health, then a 1-on-3.
Gonna try and plant this, but can't hold it, knows that, so it's just a bait to try and pull someone toward him. He does, he pulls everyone, and Deco's AWP as well to make it now 11 for 1 win. This is crazy that it's come back to this. I mean, it was 9-6 at half. It wasn't that far gone, but it's just crazy the fashion now that they win the pistol, get ecoed, and they haven't been able to get anything going on the CT side, G2.
I think the fact that, that first half scoreline, the 9-6, it didn't really feel like it was going to be a problem until late, and that's where
no, that's true.
They got 3 out of the last 4 rounds to make the 9-6 half, and he's looking flat here, isn't it? Nico just tries to run up in a Hail Mary attempt, and on the other side, look how fired up they're getting, right? There's a clear
I know you made the point,
here.
Especially for NA, Road to Rio, that coming out of Pro League, certain teams would be warmed up and had a bit of a boot camp. Glowing, gonna take out Hooksy, Lollipop, JKS. This will be another slaughter. Lollipop's just on it now, isn't he? Up to 21, but he's down. Nico and Hunter with something to work with if they can get a little closer. The problem is they won't get closer to guns. Oh my God, Nico, he hit another. This is a 2-on-2. Bomb's gonna be grabbed, And is he going to run it back? Really? That's okay. Fair enough. He's got the AWP. Where does Nico go in this? Because he knows that Travis has to be toward Donut, so he's still trying to pull him out, but he doesn't go too far. He just makes the sound cue that he's left the site, and Hunter's going to walk directly by it. It actually worked against them.
Wow. How has Travis found this gap? And the fact that Nico's walking out.
Yep, he thinks he's gone. He thinks he did run away.
Okay, well, when is the penny going to drop for Nico that he can walk out? How is he going to get a tell? He's the one who has to make the next move. So this is all intuition for Nico now. As he steps out and clears, he's going to see nobody home.
Interestingly, he has a smoke as well, but didn't elect to use it. He's just going to try and hope. Yeah, this is optimism. This is him going, okay, it's worked. My fake worked. And just like that, he can put the bomb down, and now he has, excuse me, some post-plant utility. Travis has realized that he has stayed over on that side of the map, so he'll rotate back.
Travis has a smoke as well. If he drops the smoke on the bomb, Nico only has a deagle. He hasn't found a rifle yet. He's going to have to spam the 7 bullets through. Underarm and defuse. Underarm and defuse. Sit it in front of him.
He's going to go. No rifle picked up. He is holding it. Nico knows it. Nico knows it. He's got it lined up. Oh my goodness, he's perfect. He is so composed. You're not going to fool an old wily fox like Nico in that situation. No panic on the deagle. Timed every shot to hit the recoil dead on. And 11-11. Good win to pull that back.
Apparently running at a brick wall works. The fact that they sacrificed 3 players so that Hunter and Nico can do this, yeah, you can make the justification. But this was literally just an A rush. It was an all-out A rush on a light buy. Right? That's the type of... How does he... Did he see something there? It's 3 bullets direct.
I think he just knew the lineup. That was pretty sweet. He knew the lineup. When he fires the first, he hears the shot hit, right? So I think it's like Battleship, literally. You want to go back to that reference. Like, oh, you won here? Let's go this one and this one then.
Yeah, well, he's lucky to pull that off, really. But a great round. And is it going to be enough to bring G2 back into it?
I'm going to make my point quickly that I was trying to make. The Americas, yes, it was like a boot camp, and we know that some of those teams don't have as many scrim opposition, or the meta is not the same over there. So in that case, I think, yes, they're going to shine coming out of Pro League. For some of these teams like G2 that have been grinding so hard and been on the road so much, you get a team like OneWin who's had a bit more time off to get preparation on the board. This is where these best of ones, we always say this, the best of ones can really be a problem for the top teams.
And when you are in tournament season and you're one of the teams that everybody's looking at and you're constantly playing and playing and playing, you don't really have too many days to add to the playbook. And I think we're seeing that with G2. I think we saw it yesterday on Mirage. We're seeing it a little bit here now. They're relying on their individuals to pluck them out of holes.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, top teams have top individuals. That's all good and well. But yeah, you also can't counter-strat every single team while they look at you, like you said. So pushing down the ramp, Travis will be the first to swing the corner. Headshot shows Nate. Does he get it off? He got it off, but it's too deep. It's too late. Oh, he did get Travis. He caught him with it. Hooksy's left on 3. Damage goes both directions, but Nico's going to pull it back at least to a level manpower situation. But look at the HP, Chad.
Okay, well, yeah, very, very low across the board. What do we got? 23 points of health between 3 players right now.
Good math.
Come on, Lollipop. If they know how low they are, they can still win this round. Need to be careful. Can't even walk into your own teammates' flames here. And look at that at range. MP9 strikes. Deco. Oh, they can... I don't think they rotate. They have to finish on this site.
Hooksy with the AWP. I mean, not a bad decision considering it's 3 HP, but the MP9, yeah, this is too easy. And he
my lord!
Lollipop burned him. He knew he was out of the frying pan into the fire, I think, quite literally, because if he stayed in the open, that MP9 was coming around, and the op was not ready, and it's now 1 win at 12.
Add that one to the G2 Calamity playbook, not defusing bombs, forgetting to defuse bombs. Like, we've had all of the madness with G2. This is another one here that Flames made this one look extremely funny, but all that damage comes back to bite them in the arse here. Lollipop having a monstrous performance here. Take him to the candy shop as I'll grab this mid control again. A little bit rough around the edges. There's a few MP9s in players. JKS will flash them forward. They need to initiate and find these kills, but through the fire they come, and Hunter and Nico, swallow a chunk of damage. They're both below half HP. OneWin can convert this round, and as long as they deny the plant, they're in a very tidy position. Glowing flashed off the line. He wanted to have a smoke combo, but will instead have to extinguish for Deco now, who resides. Hooksy forward. He will fall, and more bodies available here. Deco has help. They can just stand and fight. The nade now. A little bit too deep with the flash forward. Hunter, he has this control, but they know they have to deal with Deco. We'll need to walk through the smoke and catch him on a timing, and will. G2 have been able to level things up 4-on-4, but OneWin are looking ready to surge.
Blowing around the corner, MP9. Modesty left with a single digit of HP. In fact, just 1 HP. As the MP9 shredded into him, but he was saved and kept alive by his teammate. They know he's low, and that's going to make it easy for Lollipop, who continues to clean up on kills. 25. Now he's matched Hunter, who is by far and away the leader for G2 and in the server for quite a period of time. And now he passes Hunter as he drops the bomb again for a moment. Speaking of, it's Hunter that'll grab it and go back down Donut. They're going to try and sneak away from this, but they're going to realize this, and obviously the rotations are faster from the CT side.
Well, they can try and get there quickly. The question is, how far forward is Nico going to go? The fact he's going the long way means that he won't be able to get the jump on them and cut them off at the pass. Travis coming back to investigate here. But Nico does have some forward territory, but we'll need to win this first fight. 10 seconds.
Travis is there. 10 seconds, and Nico's going to get picked off. Bomb for Hunter. He's got to go get around the pillar faster than that. He was too slow to do it. Flamey's found him. It's 13 now for one win. Who only need one win in a best of one to go 2-1 in this entire bracket, the Swiss system. And G2, Hooksy said they have to qualify.
This is wild, Matt, because Fnatic lost as well, right? So you're going to have some big fish down there. This is the 1-2 column is not going to be easy at all. I know in best of threes, that's where you start to favor some of these squads, but look how frustrated they all are over there on G2. I don't know if they came in here expecting to have an easy day at the office. Been questioning if Deco's the truth. Well, apparently Lollipop is. He's a monster right now. Glowing, Travis, they're all contributing here as well. Molly off the line, forced back now. We'll have to relinquish control. Now, this is the key. They've done this before. Hooksy comes over, he pushes them off the B lane, he gets all the real estate they require, and they try and execute onto this A site on a timing. You can see the U-tilt from Monacy lined up. But they look so disjointed. Like in that round there, Hunter, knowing that he has to plant, Nico knowing that he needed to make a play, JKS as well, knowing that there could have been a play at Temple. Like all of those awkward timings, I don't know if it's awkward timings or if they're expecting to get respected, but one win are not giving them that. And by the time Hooksy comes back, he was the one who just sold the fake. There'll probably be an info play from one win to get them a little bit of info back either towards mid or B, and they should be rotating someone to assist as soon as these smokes are coming over.
Smoke over the top. Goes back towards CT. Temple will be covered as well. Glowing. Gonna fire into that smoke naturally. Hooksy's gonna take some damage from it. Lollipop, though, he's in trouble. He tries to run back, and Hunter's on the case. Hunter doesn't want to give away the lead in this frag race. It's gonna be Flamey that takes out Hooksy. Good find, at least, to cover off one in the post plant, but it is a post plant situation. Hunter has that AK to work with, which can be a huge problem for them. And they've got a pretty good spread as well on this defensive side. The T side, that is, being defensive of the bomb.
Only flashes, no smokes, no mollies. This is doable for G2.
Hunter's the one that's now stuck in the site, though, with this AK. So the pistols are going to have to be so quick on top of it. Spotted a second player, I'm pretty sure. I think he saw the gun barrel at the very least. Now he sees the elbow. But they might back off this. They're gone. This is going to be a save. G2's going to pull one back. It's going to go 13-12. Get away with it. Catch them out with some speed. Flamey stays close enough by to not get caught in CT.
Well, here's a fun little stat for everybody playing at home. The 3 rounds that G2 have been able to convert in this second half have all been with pistols. One was actually the pistol round, and the other 2 were with Tech-9s and Deagles. So the fact that this is the way that they're able to put, I don't even want to call it consistent rounds, but the way they're able to put rounds on the board should be a worrying sign, because we are now at the tail end of this one. That save will facilitate another 1-win purchase. G2 could break them here late, and that could be their key to picking up this game. But once again, now that the rifles are back out, where did G2 go? How do they look to finish here? The Hail Mary attempts are being absolutely bludgeoned by U2, and again, spam through, Glowing. Look at all the chip damage. JKS, Hooksy, Nico, the walking wounded so early.
Oh, Deco's going to find JKS. Travis has Nico. This is another gun round gone, perhaps, Chad. That's a stout point that you make, that it's been all pistols that have found them success. Just goes to show how desperate it is. And maybe there's something in that, though. Sometimes when I see teams win on pistols, I think, well, okay, what are they doing differently? They're closing the gap. They're being quick. They're catching off the defense. Why not implement that into the gun rounds as well?
I think Kassad brought that up as well with the Cloud9 matchup. When they were on those eco rounds, they were taking a few more risks than what they were on the gun rounds. But this is the T side. So it feels like any of the patterns, any of the rounds they've been running, like JKS getting caught, they're walking up behind the smoke. There's no response to that. They're down 2 players, and they're going to walk into the blender.
Honesty takes out Glowing, so at least one back.
No lollipops here.
Have to, and they do. Hooksy's got the shot, so that at least brings it to a 3-on-3. Still a chance in this. Bomb's going to get planted by Hunter. Monacy back inside of the donut, waits for the mid position. He needs to be wider than that, though, because they can still sneak in. They're both there. He spots both. Hunter knows it now. The problem is he's lost both teammates, and Flamey's the one he didn't have the information on, who's going to get him instead.
I don't know how G2 are keeping themselves together here. You just work so hard to get yourself into a 3-on-3 post-plant situation, and you lose all of the fights, and you don't expect any aggression to come your way. Like, they deal with Hooksy, sure, he was low. Odyssey peeks out, forgets about it. Travis spams him down with a Famus. Flamey braves the flames. And look at this. Lollipop's losing his bloody mind. I don't think they can believe it. I don't think they can believe the scenes right now.
Close games for FaZe, a loss for Fnatic. G2 about to go down 1-2. Nothing is safe, I think, right now in this road to Rio.
And I can just see the Valve devs, CSGO devs are in their office laughing. This is exactly what they want to see.
Oh, exactly, it is. Honesty tries to body block the smoke. They'll go back and set for execution of their own. It's Nico that will try and get a little bit closer onto the catwalk position.
It's so hard to look at what G2 are doing, and like people are gonna like look at stats and blame fault and whatever, but their approaches, they just haven't been working on the T side. There's no doubt about that. The rounds they've won, as mentioned, have been miracle rounds. And Travis, oh, could have had a miracle lineup there.
Glowing. Oh, good counter nade though. Nico got it back on the trade. So the man advantage now to G2. They have to convert this one on a gun round, surely. The game's over if they don't, obviously, with the money being the way it is. Although I say that, you go to pistols. Lollipop backs way off. He's going to rotate over toward B and try and compensate for the loss. It'll be a 2-1 with B being favored from the CTs.
Honestly, he's watching the push right now, but he does have a smoke and some flashes, so he can either smoke off short or long side and flash and go, but Flamey's starting to activate with some aggression. Now, Monacy has the bomb, Matt. He has the bomb down here towards the doors. If he dies, he's just looked away. Is Flamey get around the corner here? Bomb could be dropped momentarily. Oh, big shot for Monacy to hit. Unlucky for Flamey, and it has to be the save for the other two. Deco and Lollipop, they know that this one's done now. But this is getting very tense. And I think one of the things is G2 are operating as if they're playing against like a Cloud9. But the thing is, one win are taking a lot more risks. They're in your face. They're doing things more individually. And that appears to be catching them off.
Oh, and that is, again, best of one, first and foremost. And also the fact that a team you haven't had time to specifically prep against, you're not going to expect that aggression as much. I mean, if you're playing Furia and Art, okay, fine. You're going to know he's coming somewhere. If you're playing One Win, a team you've barely seen before. Maybe you've seen some games, but not much in the server. You're not as inclined to, I think, be ready for that. And One Win know it. They know they're the underdog, right? So they can take those chances.
That's where I wish that G2 would drop their level a bit. And I don't mean in terms of like shooting people in the head. I mean the quality of the rounds that they're playing.
That goes two ways, right? You play to your opponent, but you don't want to play down to your opponent entirely. But like in terms of, say, I play worse people, I play worse, and therefore I do worse, or I play really good people and I overperform because I have to. But you're right. You have to realize that you're not playing the same tactical CS, and sometimes that they're going to capitalize on weird off angles that you're just not ready for.
Oh, a bit of a shake of the head there. Unlucky for Flamey. Knows he could have won that one, but I think that's the key. Like, in the sense that if you look pound for pound with players on the server, G2 do outweigh One Win, but One Win have heavy hitters. Like Deco and Lollipop, they aren't messing about, and Travis and Glowing, they've actually showed some great form here today as well. But some of the rounds that G2 have been playing, they're expecting so much. JK's going to set them up with some flashes, jumping through the smoke, trying to garner this mid control. Window, Donut, smoked over towards the cubby position, mollied as well, and a deep one past Glowing. So he's committed to this right now. Hunter navigates through, doesn't clear his corners. I think he got lost in the smoke there a little bit. An AK now available for Glowing, and nobody stuck around in mid in case Hunter did go down. They completely relinquished control.
So this rotation back toward the ramp, then Bomb's going to get tossed down the line. Hooksy will be given some utility. JKS, the one that wants to be the delivery man, it seems. Flamey back inside of the site's going to put another smoke out. Minute to play. So a bit early on that one, and there's no other smokes on the CT side, at least not held. I don't think there's any on the minimap I see that are in depositories anywhere.
If they go through cave, they're going to get boned.
This is tough. Yeah, you got box and a cross angle. Oh, nice nade as well. Monacy's just been tagged down to 47. That'll certainly benefit them with guns like the FAMAS and the M4s in play. Nico does start it off. He's low. Gotta be traded. JK's a bit slow to try and do it, and he's gonna get shut down. Flamey was ready for that repeat, and he has the bomb in his hands, in his possession, and he's gonna step out to find Hooksy as well. This one's done. Monacy I want to just save that AWP with 25 seconds left to play. He's going to throw a nade, but they know where he is, and they can afford to hunt him down. Not necessarily in terms of money, but in terms of rounds, and he's just going to give himself up.
I don't know what the rush on the trade there is in the cave position either. They were sitting and waiting. JKS going on his own right there. Probably could have allowed the B ramp players to initiate before trying to push on in, unless that was part of the strategy. We don't know, but either way, one win, one round away, and they are looking very good. Even Flamey showing up. That's a big impact round from him. You can see him, impact player of that previous round, and that's huge. Now everybody's in the server. Oh, this is it. The last ditch attempt for G2. They need 2 consecutive rounds just to take us to overtime here in Hunter. He's going to flash from the teammate of JKS in spawn. Second available, he will initiate on top. Oh, no, he won't initiate. I thought he was going to go brave around the corner there, but being diligent about this. Fortunately for him, he didn't just surge. There was Deco waiting, and they're hedging that it will be an A play here, 1 win. So there's a gap right now for Nico to work with.
He's going to take that gap. That hit him. They know he's up the ramp now. Smoke deployed, and Nico, knowing that he was hit, is going to fire back. Nade as well. Going to go a bit too deep. Oh, it did hit Monacy, or was that the bullet? It may have been the bullet afterward. It looked like the nade already went behind him on the box. Either way, Travis has Hooksy. And he's not done there.
Oh,
he's not done there. He's got Nico as well. This is looking like the end for G2. A 9-6 lead at half that they didn't convert much at all in the T side. And JK Hess, he needs to be absolutely a hero right now. He's gone. Hunter with 27 kills in this game. Still leads Lollipop. They've both gone quiet over the last few rounds. But he's going to need a heck of a lot more than 27 to keep this one alive. Walks into the dark cave as he looks toward the hole, and it's Travis who's been so impenetrable at that position. They now have the information as to where he is.
This is over. Pack your bags. Pack your bags. Pack your bags indeed. Deco with the final kill, maybe only fitting here, but G2 in that second half on the T side, they managed 4 rounds. Only 1 gun round posted their name and 1 win. Well, now let's make it 2 wins. They're in the 2-1 column, a best-of-1 victory here today, and I think flabbergasted is the best thing I can say about this G2 roster. Looked good against Cloud9, Matt. Today, this just wasn't it.
Not it at all. This is an uphill battle for them now, as you say. Down to 1 and 2. There's going to be some very serious competition. There's going to be some big teams not at Rio. That much is clear already. We're just going to have to find out who over the next few days. This one, not too bad from 1 win, but as a shock to the system for G2. We'll send it to the desk and see what they think of all of this.
Don't go chasing your demons and go.